Hey, my name is Bill Gagne, and I'm here to coach you up on finishing your basement. And in this video, we're going to talk about the two major dangers of DIYing, not just your basement, but any renovation. Now, before we get too far into this, this is not to discourage you from trying to DIY your basement. I didn't start a YouTube channel called Basement Coach to try and get you not to do it. With the cost of real estate and renovations going up, paying a contractor to do it, DIY is a very viable option. So I want to find ways to help you to do that. Now, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing and commenting and posting on the channel. It's been amazing. It's really encouraged me to keep going, even though it's been hard to do. I got kids that run a business. I'm really trying to get one of these in a week, and it hasn't really been working out. But I've got a renewed energy. And I've got a friend who lives a couple of hours from me. He wants to finish his basement, and I can't really go and help him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this channel to try to help him and a lot of you get your basement finished with the knowledge that I know. So if this does help you, if you enjoy it at all, do me a favor and give it a like and a subscribe. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments, because it really helps me and anybody else who's going to be watching who may have the same questions. So there's two major dangers when it comes to DIY. One is you can hurt yourself, and two, you can hurt your house. Now let's break that down a little bit further. How can you hurt yourself? Physically, number one, right? You're going to be using a circular saw, a chop saw, a lot of power tools. Your fingers don't grow back, right? You want to wear safety goggles because things start flying in your face. Your eyes, you can't replace them. You want to wear headphones, something to cover your ears, because the sound of all the tools is going to be bouncing off the walls. And one, it's going to give you a headache. And two, it could damage your ears after repeated exposure. The next one we're going to talk about is you can hurt yourself financially. How I mean, and we're going to get a little bit more into this in the second category of hurting your house. But first, we're going to talk about is the money you're going to spend to do it. It's still going to cost you money, and you want to do it right. The question is, can you afford to do it twice if you don't have the expertise or the skill to do it? Think about it. You don't have to do your basement all at once. You can do it in phases. You can save up. And there's some things that we highly recommend you use tradespeople for. You want to use a licensed plumber. You want to use a licensed electrician. You want to use an HVAC tech. If you can afford it, I highly recommend hiring somebody to do drywall, because it is harder than it looks and it takes a long, long time. Now, you have requirements. Maybe you got to get it done. Maybe you don't have the budget. Just be safe. If it requires a permit, if it requires a licensed tradesperson, seriously look into taking advantage of someone who can do that. Cousin, friend, brother, whatever. The final thing we're going to talk about in terms of hurting yourself is hurting yourself emotionally. Remember, you don't do this every day for a living. Other people do. So one, you're not going to do it as fast, and maybe you're not going to do it as well. And if you can, great. If you have the skills and the tools and the equipment and everything, great. But keep in mind, it will take you longer. Don't beat yourself up. I do the same thing. I get drunk on Pinterest and high on all this reno porn that's out there on Instagram, and I want to do a great job. I just need to remember that the things that are happening, even me as a professional, I don't do certain things all the time. I hire people to do them. So when I try to take them on, I accept the fact that it's going to take longer and it may take more money, but eventually I get there. Don't beat yourself up. You are taking on something that you need done. And when it's done, you should be proud of the fact that you had the courage to do it. Mistakes and all. Don't beat yourself up. You're doing something important, and it takes a lot of guts to do it. Now, the other thing you can hurt in this process is you can hurt your house. I mean, physically damage your house. Now, basements, there isn't as much to do, but you want to be sure you're properly following all the requirements according to your local building code, which to me means getting a permit. Now, the city and your local municipality, the permit is just there to make sure you do things the right way. That's what the inspections are for. They want to make sure they are protecting your house from any damage. The building code is designed to do that. If you can afford it, think about using licensed tradespeople for whatever it is. Whether you're doing part and they're doing part, just keep that in mind. Your house is the biggest investment you're ever going to make. Protect it. Take care of it. Respect it. Finally, the other way you can hurt your house is you can hurt the value of your house. You're going to DIY this. We talked about this earlier. Maybe you don't do this every day. Maybe this isn't in your wheelhouse and you're taking this on. If it is not of good enough quality, you're going to damage the value of your house, potentially. I don't want to discourage you. Sometimes people have needs. Maybe you have family that needs to move in, all that stuff. Everybody has different requirements. Just keep in mind that when it comes time to sell your house, you don't want it to damage the value of it. You want to protect that. Remember, it's the biggest investment you're going to make. That being said, I want to wish you good luck on your project. If you do have any more questions, please answer it below. I'm going to get into a wide range of topics going forward. Some of it is going to be videos like this, which is just how-tos on how to make a floor plan, how to make a selection sheet, how to get a permit. At least we'll do that locally. You will have different requirements where you are, but also do different hands-on tutorial ones like I've done in the past, like how to hang a door, how to build a bulkhead, how to trim a door, how to install baseboards, subfloors, that kind of stuff. We're going to do more of that as well because my house needs a lot of work and it's a great place for me to show you how to do things. So like I said before, good luck in your project and I'll see you on the next one.